So let's take a look at this next one. It's going to get it's a little bit different, but I think you're going to catch on pretty quickly. I'm going to keep this one in view so that you can compare it. But let's look at 149 divided by 71. We want to estimate the quotient. Okay, let's round our divisor first. 71 rounds to what number? Rounded to the nearest 10. Yeah, to 70. Now, here's where you have to be a really good thinker. We could round this number to the nearest 100, and we could round it to 100. We could round it to the nearest 10 and round it to 150. But that really wouldn't help us. Neither one of those ways would really help us use our basic math facts to divide. So here's how we're going to do that, okay? Let's think about the divisor for a second, 70. And let's come over here in the margin or on the sidewalk, what Ms. Molinek says. And what we want to do is start skip counting by 70 until we get really close to our divisor, okay? So let's see here, 70, and 7 times 2 is 14, yeah. So 140 would be the next number that I skip count to. And then 7 times 3 is 21, so 210 is not, 210 is too big because I only have 149 as my dividend. That's what's being split. So let's approximate. We're not really rounding, okay? We're just estimating. We're approximating 149. Let's put 140 right here because 70 is going to fit very nicely into 140, okay? Well, let's figure out what 140 divided by 70 is. Let's remember our trick from up here. If I have a 0 in the divisor and a 0 in the dividend, they cancel each other out. So divide by 10, divide by 10. And now all I have is 14 divided by 7. And that equals 2. So 140 divided by 70 also equals 2. 149 divided by 71 is about 2. Okay, let's look at another one. 427 divided by 58 is about how much? We're going to approximate that quotient. We're going to have we're going to estimate. So let's go ahead and round our divisor. 58 rounds to 60. Okay, so what I want to do is come over to the margin and skip count by 60s until I get really close to 427 without going over. I don't want to go over 427, but I'm going to skip count by 60s. So here I go. 60, 6 times 2 is 12, so 120. Not even close. 6 times 3 is 18. 180. 6 times 4 is 24. 240. 6 times 5 is 30. So 300. Okay, do you see what Miss Monix is doing? I'm just putting a 0 at the end. 6 times 7, 6 times 6 is 36. 360. And 6 times 7 is 42. 420. Look at that. 420 is super close to 427. So 427 is my approximation. It's not true rounding, because if I were to round this number, it would be 430. Okay, and I don't want to round that because I want to find a number that's going to divide nicely by 60. Okay, so now the 0 in my divisor and the 0 in my dividend cancel each other out. It's dividing by 10, dividing by 10. 42 divided by 6 very easily is 7. So 427 divided by 58 is about 7.